The cat saved us from a poltergeist. So this took place many years ago when I was 16 years old. I still remember it like it was yesterday, or maybe last year. I apologize for the length, and for those that read all the way to the end, thank you in advance. I was hanging out with my boyfriend at the time, let's call him Kyle, not his real name, and we were all alone in his apartment. Just him and I and his cat. It was all very innocent, I promise. We sat in his bedroom at one point as he was showing me some pictures that he had drawn. I didn't even know he was artistic, we hadn't known each other very long. His bedroom had a bed on the left wall, back against the wall in the middle. Just left of the door was a closet, and across the room from it was the window, and on the right wall sat a big computer desk. I'm sure those of you who lived in the 90s will remember these desks. Big surface, a few shelves on top. Underneath the desk was space for the tower on one side and a set of drawers on the other. His desk had 3 drawers on the left side underneath the desk. And, of course, we all remember those sliding keyboard slots. Kyle walked to the desk and pulled out the drawer completely. Now, these drawers don't pull out all the way, they have a stopper. If you want to remove a drawer, you have to pull it all the way and then lift it up and pull it out. This becomes important. After pulling out the drawer, he set it on the bed and showed me all of his drawings. They were amazing. I was floored. The drawings were all of people and faces, but I remember one in particular. It was a pencil drawing of a hand holding a pentagram 5-sided star, the 3 top points each held by the pinky, middle finger and thumb, the other 2 points pointing downwards towards the ground. The pinky had a couple of blood drops falling from where the point of the star had broken skin, and there was a small puddle of blood underneath the hand. It was really an amazing drawing. Anyway, we put all the drawings back in the drawer and slid the drawer back in place and went to the living room to watch TV. We made some lunch fish sticks with potatoes at some point and went back to hang out in the living room. After a little while we heard a loud crash from the bedroom. And I mean loud. We both said WTF. We looked at each other and Kyle said it was probably the cat knocked something over and got up from the sofa to check it out. When we looked down, and the cat was asleep on the carpet right in front of us. He was there the whole time. Weird. We went to the bedroom and we saw the drawer upside down on the floor and papers littered the whole room. I mean, it looked like a tornado has been through there. The room looked trashed. We were shocked for a few seconds, but then Kyle just picked up the drawer from the floor and we began putting everything back and slid the drawer back in place. He checked the drawer to see if it falls out if pulled, but it stopped as usual. We thought, well, that was weird, and returned to the living room. A couple of minutes go by in silence as we are both pondering what the heck just happened, when suddenly the cat, who was still curled up asleep on the carpet, woke up and his fur just exploded. He looked feral and twice the size he was a second ago. Cats do that when they feel threatened. He started hissing at seemingly no one, so we followed his gaze and it was in front of him and about halfway to the ceiling. He then started growling and pounced in the air so friggin' high I was stunned. He kept jumping in place trying to catch something that looked just out of reach, and by out of reach I mean the ceiling. We just sat there staring. Suddenly he took off towards the bedroom's hallway behind us and screaming, growling, yowling the entire time. Seconds later he's running and jumping into the living room, jumping off the walls to make a faster turn around the corner, and through to the galley kitchen in front of us towards the dining room. The galley kitchen had an entrance on one side of the living room and one on the other near the dining room and balcony door. He ran back and forth through the kitchen to the dining room a few times, and then finally one final time he stopped right in front of the balcony door. He stayed there a few seconds panting, fur still raised, tail between his legs, snarling. Then, suddenly, as if nothing happened, he curled up by the door and went to sleep. Kyle and I were glued to the couch the entire time, nothing moving except our heads and eyes. As soon as the cat calmed down I said bye and left the apartment. Now, I know some people would say that the cat probably saw a fly or something like that and he was just chasing it and having fun. Those of you who have cats would know that is just not true. I have had many cats throughout the years and I have seen them play with flies and insects. This wasn't it. Anyone who has seen a terrified cat would tell you this is what we witnessed. Thank goodness this cat was so territorial that he defended both his territory and us. I just kept thinking of the big knife Kyle used earlier to cut the potatoes, and it sent shivers down my spine. If it can fling a full drawer, it can probably fling a knife. I never went back to Kyle's house. This may also have been the last time we saw each other. I don't remember now. I tried to find him in recent years on Facebook but wasn't successful yet. I'm wondering if he remembers this day. Thanks for listening to my story. Has anyone else had a crazy experience with an angry ghost, which is my theory about this incident?